Hello, Catherine Krieger here. Thank you for joining us for Inch by Inch, the Awakening Chair Yoga. Please come find a chair within your home somewhere. I picked a card table chair just because I figure this is something a lot of people have or something similar or equivalent to it. And if you can find a chair where you can sit on the chair and your feet can be flat on the floor, that is ideal, but if that doesn't happen, that's okay too. We'll work around it. Wear some loose fitting clothes and maybe have some water nearby. You can pause the video if you like to find these items, and if not, we will go ahead and begin. So I'm going to turn my chair just for demonstration purposes. It might be easier for you to keep your chairs facing toward the screen so that you can follow along and see what is happening. So the first thing you want to do is sit forward on the chair so that you're not resting your back against the chair. And you want to make sure that if you can, once again, that your feet are flat on the floor. From there, you want to sit up nice and tall. Let the shoulders relax down your back. Begin to take deep inhales in and out through your nose. I like to close my eyes when I'm centering and grounding myself. One more deep breath in. Allowing yourself to become centered. Now we're going to slowly let those hands come down to the sides of the chair. If you want a little bit more, you can externally rotate through those palms. I'll show you from the front what that looks like. And continue to breathe. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine. Really trying to make yourself as tall as you know how to be. And then go ahead and relax and bring the hands into your lap. Just take a couple rounds of breath here. We're going to bring the hands back down, but this time we're also going to drop the chin to the chest. Trying to draw that chin into the chest. Allow yourself to roll the head from shoulder to shoulder, just moving ever so slowly and moving with the breath at the same time. I like to drop my head on the exhale and lift on the inhale. Or sometimes I use the full length of the exhale to go all the way to the opposite shoulder. It's really an individual choice. Slowly drawing awareness to the breath. Slowly drawing awareness to the different sensations you're feeling inside your neck. Inhale and lift the head. And we'll go ahead and, if we can, slowly take our heads back, taking our gaze to the ceiling. If you need to rest the hands in the lap, you can. But if you can keep them out here and active, try to do that. Now we'll do the same thing, taking each ear toward its corresponding shoulder. But remember, we're still trying to keep those shoulders down. They're going to want to come up. You're going to want to round. It's very easy to want to do. It's our natural way. But if we can pull ourselves tall, that's what we want to do. And it may not happen today. It's important that we don't judge where we are. That we just accept where we are, finding comfort in it. And knowing that as we draw awareness to it and let go of our judgment, that it will begin to change. Now lift the head, bring those hands into the lap, and take a couple deep rounds of breath. Make sure you're still sitting up nice and tall. Another deep exhale. Now we're going to use our hands to grasp the sides of our chair. And we're going to take our left foot and slide it forward. So you're going to do the mirror image of what I'm doing. So technically this is my right foot, but I'll call it my left just so that you can do the mirror image so that things are easier to see if you're on the right page. So we've got that foot going forward and we're just stretching out the leg. You may feel this through here, you may feel it through the back of your leg. You can stay right there, or if you like, you can point that toe. Let the toes go forward, draw them back. You can also rotate that ankle. All the while that we're working on this, we're trying to maintain a good posture. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine. Go ahead and bring that foot back, bring the hands back into the lap and take a nice, deep 2 rounds of breath. Remembering that you can stop at any time and that's okay. All that matters is that you come back, that you keep going. You can stop, you can take as many breaks as you need. Just keep coming back to your chair. Keep coming back to this or other videos. Do it as much as it takes until your body says, I want more yoga. And believe me, it'll happen faster than you think. Slowly bring those hands to the sides of the chair again, and we're going to take our right foot out this time. And just slowly rest that heel on the floor, straightening the leg if you can, maintaining a nice tall posture. And then if you like, you can point that toe, trying to touch the toes toward the floor while keeping the legs straight. And you can stay here if you like, or you can lift that foot a little and rotate that heel. Now you can also rotate the heel, keeping the knee totally bent, just lifting the leg a little bit. If you need to, you can also lift the leg up and rotate the heel. So we have options. Never forget we have options. And if there's something that you don't see or that you need a modification for, please don't hesitate to contact me, and I will do my best to get back to you with a modification that'll work for you in a timely fashion. And just release that foot when you're ready, bringing the hands back into our lap. Taking 2 deep rounds of breath and just noticing the changes within our body. Do we notice some subtle changes? Are there different sensations than there were before? And we're going to take our left hand and we're going to inhale and rise it all the way up. As we take it all the way up toward the sky, we'll take our right hand and grab onto the side of the chair and lean over. Reaching toward that right wall. Now, you can take your gaze down at the floor if you need balance, or toward the wall in front of you. If you are feeling super strong here and like you want a little bit more, try to take the gaze up toward the eye of your left elbow. And when you're ready, inhale that arm and body up. Slowly release that palm into the lap. Close the eyes, sit up tall, and one more deep breath. On your next exhale, bring that left hand to the side of the chair. Inhale and reach that right arm up as we reach over to the other side. So what we're going for here is a nice deep stretch through the side of the body, through the ribs. We want to draw the breath into the ribs. We want to imagine really filling up the side body. And as we begin to notice these things, and as we begin to visualize these things, they become easier and simpler as we move along. And inhaling, taking both arms back up. And let's release both hands into our lap. 2 deep rounds of breath. Next, we're going to drop our hands to inhale them up out into the sides. Make sure that we're dropping our shoulders. Our natural tendency is they're going to want to come up here. We want to sink into the shoulders there. Notice the subtle difference. Let's inhale and bring both arms forward. Very good. We'll inhale and open out to the side, taking our gaze over the hands. Bring it back to center. Other arm out to the side and back to center. Bend the arms. You know your arms might be burning by now. Bring the hands to heart center. Beautiful. 2 rounds of breath. Relax the hands into your lap. Make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall. Inhale and reach the arms up and out. Going to take that left arm up to the sky. Slowly bring that right hand up to the sky. Once again, make sure our shoulders aren't up here, but we're relaxing them down and we're maintaining a good posture. Let's go ahead and slowly exhale and release those hands into our lap. Good job, everybody. Way to stick with it. I love it. Inhale and take those arms up and out again. We're going to slowly twist over toward the side. If we can, grab the back of the chair and take that right hand on the outside of the left thigh, taking our gaze over our back shoulder. So if you've already figured that out, great. Stay there and breathe into it for a moment. And for those that might have been a little confusing, we'll do it again here. From here, slowly bring that arm around, grabbing the back of the chair, placing my hand on the outside, and breathe. Now we'll slowly inhale, unwinding our body, and we'll do the same thing, but on the other side. Taking it back. Taking our gaze over our shoulder if we can toward the wall behind us, or out toward the side wall if that's as far as it's wanting to go today. And we'll inhale both hands up, and then release them into our lap for 2 rounds of breath. Grab onto the sides of the chair, walk our feet out until they're just a little bit further. Then we can have our knees at a 90-degree angle. And we want to, if we can, start to lift our glutes off the chair. So we're really lifting the sit bones off first. And then, if we're ready, we draw our glutes forward. We may not be ready for that, and that is a-okay. Simply push back, stay here, and just press the palms into the sides of the chair, drawing the elbows in toward the back and lifting. One more deep gaze or breath. And slowly release. Bringing your feet back in, hands into your lap. Inhale and bring the arms out in front of you and try to pull the fingers. Well, try to imagine that you're pushing the wall away. pushing that wall in front of you away. So you're stretching through your palm. Your hand isn't relaxed. You want your palm, it's not relaxed, it's fully extended there. So we're imagining we're also stretching out through the palm. We want to try to keep the hands almost in line with our shoulders, or as close to it as we can get. You may find that one hand is substantially tighter than the other. Most commonly, it's going to be that right hand, just because we all are forced to do so much with our right hand, whether or not we're right-handed. So, and try to keep your gaze forward, not like me who's looking at the side. And release. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Inhale again. We're going to take our left wrist and we're just going to roll it. Try to do 3 times clockwise and then 3 times counterclockwise. Just getting a nice roll in there before releasing it into your lap. And then we'll do the other side. Just lifting the arm, rolling the wrist. This time we're doing counterclockwise and then clockwise. And now we're going to do just a couple of poses in a standing position before we move into our Shavasana. So we'll go ahead and come to standing. Now, as we do this, I want your chair to be right by your side, okay? So you can have your fingertips right here, or you can even be here with both sets of fingertips on the chair. But I'm going to demonstrate from here. So we want our feet directly underneath our hips, which is typically a lot more narrow than we think it is, because what we're going for is where the bone goes into the joint. We're not looking for the externalmost point of our hips. And we want to, if we can, have the toes a little bit closer together than our heels. We want to stack our joints, shoulders over hips, over knees, over ankles. We want to drop the shoulders. Instead of letting them be here, we want to be here. Externally rotate through those palms, and you can use the chair for balance here. And if you're facing the front, you're facing your chair, you can probably take your hands off of the chair, but if you don't feel comfortable doing that, don't be, this is fine. This is just fine. So, one more breath. Now I want you to touch your fingers to the chair and slowly raise your left arm. And then take your right foot back till it's on its toe. Keep your gaze directly in front of you. Squeeze through the glute. Using your fingertips on the chair for balance. And then slowly release. Beautiful job. Realign your feet. Make sure you've got a good foot position. You don't want to be misaligned with your feet when you go into a balance pose. So having your fingertips on the chair, raising that right arm and left leg. Really building strength through the glute, through the low back, through the hip. Not to mention stretching a bit through the leg, through the arm. Really reaching through the fingertips. Keeping the gaze in front of you as you hold your breath steady. And release. Draw yourself back into your mountain. If you feel a little wobbly, don't judge yourself. It's okay. It happens to everybody. Also, if you at any point during your yoga practice become dizzy or anything like that, take your gaze toward the wall in front of you. Maybe even tug on your ears. Breathe deeply. And if when it passes, make sure that you're drinking enough water. A lot of times dehydration can lead to that, as well as just not paying enough attention to the breath as we move. So there's one more pose that I want you to at least give a try, but if you're not feeling up to it, that's okay too. You can move straight into Shavasana, which I'll show you here in just a moment. So place both of your hands lightly on the chair. I want you to slowly begin to walk your feet backwards as you flatten out through your back. Maybe your hands come to where they're flat on the chair. I like this one because it really helps to elongate through the spine, to build strength through the spine, and to let go of different tensions that we hold there. And you can stay right here. Your knees can also be bent. Your knees do not have to be straight. Make sure you never lock the knees. And you can stay right here, or you can shake the head no, shake the head yes, but that's certainly not required. One more deep breath. Inhale and slowly walk those feet forward. Take another deep breath here. And we'll bring our chair back to where we wanted it. And if we want a sip of water, now is a good time to have that. Or if we need to adjust our clothing or find our sit bones. It's really nice to be able to find your sit bones, move the flesh of your buns out of the way in order to find those sit bones so that you can really ground into your chair. You can bring the hands, palms up, letting them rest easily in your lap. Shut down the eyes and just sit quietly, paying attention to the breath for anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. One of the keys to meditation, which this is Shavasana, not necessarily meditation, but a lot of people choose to do a brief meditation here in Shavasana. One of the keys is just to relax. One of the keys is to keep the eyes closed. One of those keys is just to make sure you're maintaining a steady, slow breath, both on the inhale and on the exhale. Learning to fully exhale will also help the body. And we do that by exhaling beyond when we think we're finished exhaling until we're just almost about to gasp for air, but not quite to that point. Once again, it's right up to that edge. Our yoga is a practice. It's not a perfect. And in yoga, we're supposed to honor what our bodies are telling us, moving right up to that edge of sensation, never pushing past it, going into pain. This is not a no pain, no gain activity. This is a be patient with yourself and watch yourself blossom and unfold into the flexible being you came into this world as. And as thoughts come up, as they often do, simply bless them and let them go, knowing that the important thoughts will return to you at a time when you're able to do something about them. Check your posture. You want it to be relaxed, yet energized. Bring the palms to heart center. Thank you all for sharing your practice with me today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you come back and keep going. Thank you so much. Namaste.